Hello there, and this is round 4 of me and my friend's best out of 7 set. Once again, this is my Dark Arm Disaster Dragon deck, and here we go. My first hand at this point in time, it doesn't consist of Gold Sark, Future Fusion, or Red Eyes Dark Signal, or Dark Arm Dragon, so it's a pretty average hand. I'm going to be playing a little bit more conservatively at the beginning. He summons Spacian Air Hummingbird, and that does tend to piss me off, as I've mentioned before, because on turn 1, that's an instant 2500 points of life points added to you, so that's kind of an advantage here. Now I summon Vice Dragon and I attack because I know 1000 attack points is going to be easily enough to take out that Air Hummingbird. Now I facepalm at this point because I could have summoned Stardust Dragon with Delta Flyer in my hand. Special summon Vice Dragon, summon Delta Flyer, and that's an instant level 8 synchro. So since I haven't used my normal summon yet, I use it to summon Axe Dragonoot because it's a 2000 attack beat stake, and I can eliminate Air Hummingbird next turn, and it'll scare away most of his other monsters because what level 4s does he have that have over 2000 attack points, right? So he summons Elemental Hero Ocean and Skyscraper. I do Dark Bribe that Skyscraper because I don't want that on the field at all. It'll give a huge advantage to any of his Elemental Heroes, so I Dark Bribe it. I don't want that there. Now the one card he does draw happens to be Super Polymerization. That's really good on his part. Because it is a quick play, he can activate it during the battle phase. Now it does deplete his hand a little bit, but now that he has Absolute Zero, it's going to be a little harder for me to stage a counterattack with the dragons I have now. I'm really hoping for Red Eyes Darkness Metal or even Dark Arm Dragon because I can get some darks into the graveyard pretty easily. At this point I put Dread Dragon face down because I really want that toolbox ability he's got, his ability to search out level 3 dragons in my deck. So they attack with Absolute Zero because he's not really confident in Air Hummingbird's 800 attack strength to destroy monsters, and I end up taking only 800 points of damage. So I am kind of in a tight spot, but I'm not too afraid yet. So I activate Dark Hole and summon Axe Dragon to start chipping away his life points. And to which he activates Torrential Tribute. That's a little questionable on his part. That Torrential Tribute, I would have saved it for something a little more important, but the good thing is I was able to get rid of his Mirror Force and his Torrential Tribute. I was able to flush those out, and they both ended up destroying one monster each, so it wasn't too bad of a loss on my part as much as it was his. So at this point I summon another Dread Dragon, 1100 points. That's better than nothing. I'm at least starting to chip away at his life points. And if he does destroy it with another monster, I get the toolbox. He summons Elemental Hero Heat, and that is a pretty good beat stake with itself on the field. That's 1800 points, 1800 attack points, and now I'm in a little bit of a tight spot, but now that I have Totem Dragons, I'm setting it on the field. I did forget about Dread Dragon's effect, but yeah. Now, Grand Mole is the one Neospatian I really hate. That does put throws kind of a wrench in my plans, because now I can't get Totem Dragon into the graveyard, and his Elemental Hero Heat is chipping away at my life points. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to set that Totem Dragon anyway. I don't want to take any more damage than I have to at this point. And well, there he is, Neospatian Grand Mole, rinse repeat. And I take another 1800 points of damage. Now I'm really hoping to draw something game-changing, something to disrupt that Grand Mole, so I can at least get Totem Dragon. And I do draw Book of Moon, so I'm going to set that right away. And he activates Giant Crewmaid. He should probably just set that to try and scare me, but he activates it now. And once again, I take another 1800 points of damage. Now I'm not dead yet, but I am kind of in a tight spot. But luckily I have Book of Moon in my hand to put a stop to that Grand Mole bouncing back my Totem Dragon. He fuses Elemental Hero Heat with, is that Captain Gold? Yeah, for Elemental Hero The Shining. Now, I'm not too afraid of this right now because, well, it's just one monster to get rid of, and well, it did punish his hand kind of a bit. And when I activate Future Fusion, he stops me because he has Paradox Fusion at the moment. Now that does kind of piss me off a little bit because, well, Future Fusion really would have turned the duel around. It really would have allowed me to kick his ass, but oh well. And at least that Elemental Hero Shining is no longer a threat, at least for the next couple turns. So I'm gonna set Totem Dragon once again, hopefully to... Oh, and his Grand Mole's there, so for some reason it doesn't attack. It might have been main phase 2 or something, but I'm not really 100% sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon Delta Flyer to get that Totem Dragon into the graveyard. I don't want to sacrifice for Horus because, well, Grand Mole's gonna kind of make that redundant. So I'm gonna tune Delta Flyer with Totem Dragon, and I'm not gonna use his effect this time around, and I'm just gonna leave Totem Dragon at level 2 for a level 5 synchro. The only level 5 synchro I have right now is Ally of Justice Catastor. I summon Catastor because he has a similar effect to Neo Spacian Grand Mole. I'm not really sure about the ruling at this point in time during the duel. I know it now, but at this point I don't even know, so I don't even bother attacking. I don't want to have to bother with it right now. Fortunately, my opponent doesn't know the ruling either, so it's kind of a standstill right now. And that's just what I want. I summon Catastor because I want something to buy me some time so I can run through my deck for a bit. And, well, means Elemental Hero the Shining comes back during the end phase, and that puts me in perfect position to just pluck it off the field with Catastor's effect to destroy whatever attacks, as long as it's not a dark type. Book of Moon is still there, just in case, but I summon another Totem Dragon because, well, it's fodder. It's good to have it out if I want to get something strong out. Now he's going to try and use his Grand Mole to attack my Totem Dragon, and I Book of Moon because I really want that Totem Dragon either on the field or in the graveyard, but I don't want it to keep bouncing back to my hand. Now, lo and behold, I draw Dark Arm Dragon. Catastor did buy me enough time for something game-changing, believe it or not, so I sacrifice for Horus. Now he activates Threatening Roar, and I happen to have exactly 3 Dark Monsters in the graveyard to summon Dark Arm Dragon, and now that he's revealed one of his 4 face downs, I'm now not hesitant to remove the 3 Dark Monsters in my graveyard to destroy the 3 cards he has on the field. And one of those is, of course, Grand Mole. I really wanted that Grand Mole out first, so I throw away the other 2 monsters to destroy whatever he has left on the field, and that's gotten rid of his field advantage, and that's especially good for me because my opponent no longer has a hand. So, no more field advantage, no more hand advantage. Of course, that was all main phase 2. I can't attack anymore. Well, no, that wasn't main phase 2. He activated Threatening Roar, so I couldn't attack at that point. But unless he draws something game-changing, like Miracle Fusion or something like that, I've pretty much got this clenched. So I summon a Red Eyes Wyvern to summon Red Eyes Dark Metal to summon a Dark Horus from my hand, and with that, I just chipped away half of his life points. That's close to 8,000 damage on its own. And, well, that's all on this next draw. If he draws, well, a Miracle Fusion or something, well, that might be a problem, but it's all on that draw. So let's see. So my opponent draws, and, well, he does not get that Miracle Fusion, so the game ends there. And, yeah, that was a good game, and you know, I was in a tight spot for a while, but luckily I summoned out that Catastor to scare my opponent off for a little while. Well, now you can see why I really hate that Grand Mole. It's kind of a bitch to play with, and there's nothing really much you can do shy of, like, I don't know, Torrential Tribute, Book of Moon or something. Well, I should really wrap this up because, well, I'm kind of taking up quite a bit of time right now. But yeah. Before we didn't really know the ruling of that card. As it turns out, Grand Mole's effect beats Catastor's effect, so he could have won that. That match should have been his, but, you know, a lack of knowledge on both of our parts, and, well, it all ended up in my favor. So, yeah, good games, and that was the last match of that set. Thank you. Thanks for watching.